All right, what's going on, guys? We are back with another Dokkan Battle video, and today we're going to be going over everything that we saw last night in the 11th Anniversary Campaign Part 2 announcement broadcast. So this broadcast, we're not going to waste any time, man. We're jumping right in because this is some good stuff. So this broadcast basically started off with an 40 minutes long, just active skill kind of like compilation. So they went through, they showed us all the active skills that have been implemented into the game over the past 11 years now. You know, these active skills became a thing in like what, 4th anniversary. So, you know, since then we've been getting active skills more and more often. It's one of the higher like things of Dokkan because it gets more of the animation. So you get the voice acting, you get all that good stuff in there. So they wanted to kind of highlight these. And my thought is basically just to show off the improvement of animations as we've gotten further and further and further into Dokkan, which you can blatantly see as we kind of go through these, how the animation changes, the style, the quality, all that stuff just absolutely like gets more and more crazy as we go along, with some exceptions here and there. But like as we get all the way to, let's see, where's our boy at? Gogeta. Gogeta has now become like the gold standard for animations because of how smooth, how clean, how like polished these animations look. He has become like the golden boy, the golden child for animations in Dokkan. So I think kind of what they're highlighting here is, again, how good and how much improvement we have seen from the animations in Dokkan, and he will keep that in mind because that is a big part of the part 2 of the anniversary. So right now, let's go ahead and let's jump into the start here, right? They kind of kick this off going through the years of Dokkan, kind of flipping through all the characters. Here we go. We're looking at a bunch of these guys as we kind of keep going and going and going until we get all the way to 2026, or all the way through 2025, basically, right? And then we're smack dab right in the middle of the 11th anniversary. So, and here we go. Here's 2025. That's the 10th anniversary. And who do they stop on? They stop on freaking Gogeta, dude. Like, you can't tell me that's a coincidence. Like, no shot. No shot is it a coincidence that they pause and freeze frame on this guy. They are highlighting his animations. They're highlighting that he is now the golden standard. So, as we kind of move through this here, you know, we got 2026. They showed off a little bit of the Daima animations, which these are great. Like, don't let people knock these animations, dude. They do look good, and a lot of people are hating on them, and that's fine. I get it. They're not like super crazy the Gogeta style standard now that we've seen twice with him and with Gohan and Trunks. They're still very, very good. They're very fun. They're very hype characters. I really enjoyed part 1 so far in the picks. Part 2, however, I think is going to just blow it out of the water. It's unfortunate, but I think it is, especially with the community. Let's go ahead and let's look at what we got going on here with the actual broadcast. So we're going to kind of click through this really quick. You know, we got these guys, they're saying their introductions, they're saying hello. Then we kind of start moving on to a lot of the content after Sunshine goes ahead and shows up here. Our boy, he's this dude's something else, man. The dynamic between him and Omatsu is probably the most funny thing about this entire live stream, because Omatsu is very reserved, Sunshine is very not. So you can tell how embarrassed and awkward he feels around him, and it's so funny to watch. All right, let's get into the actual content stuff. So they start talking about the 11th anniversary campaign information. The first thing that they drop here for us is the clash between rivals skill orb event. So this is basically where you will get EX skill orbs exclusively for Goku and Vegeta family. This is a good thing, I believe, because we do have this celebration pretty much centered around Goku and Vegeta. So these are going to be very good equips to actually have. Now, are these going to be the top-notch kind of equips we've seen coming out of the Whis event and everything like that? Probably not. They're not going to be like those crazy ones that you're probably going to want to keep on there forever once you get like some of those really lucky pulls from the Whis drops, which are very, very rare, because I've only I've probably done a lot. I've done a lot of runs in that Whis event so far, and I've gotten maybe a handful of good actual equips. But these ones are EX skill orbs. So really what you could do is run through this, get a couple of like decent skill orbs from here, and then basically just put them on your characters until you can actually pull some good ones from the Whis event and then just replace them, because these ones don't go away. These are EX. So these will stay around forever. You can use them as kind of placeholders until you can get some of those higher end skill orbs. But this will be a very good event that you could run once a day, right? Get some extra orbs for the Goku and Vegeta's family, which will fit all of the part 1 and part 2 characters for sure. So that is a good thing to have here. I do like this. They do mention it being a revamped event, so maybe the orb drop will be a little bit better. I don't know. We'll have to see once it actually goes live. Now, as we go through here, the next thing they talk about is the Tamagamis. So the Tamagamis are going to get their awakenings. We do already know this, right? So stage 4 will be added to the Tamagami event. This is where you'll be able to get the awakening medals for each of the Tamagamis. So they do mention this being a kind of challenging event, right? A little bit more of a challenge, which is good. You'll face each of the Tamagamis 1, 2, and 3. And you'll be able to get their awakening medals. Each one of them, once awakened, do have EX super attacks. So I am very interested to see what those look like as well. Now, as we kind of keep going here, not much more to say about that, right? Tamagamis are coming. We knew this. There's an announcement, I think, in game now for the event revamp. So that should be coming within the next day or two. I believe tomorrow. I believe the 9th is when that'll actually kick off. If not, then it'll be like early morning the 10th. But the biggest thing that we get to is, well, I guess we had to have this first. So they talked about the Legendary Summon Carnival, which is scheduled to take place on the 9th, so tomorrow. Basically, this is just a small, call it a trap banner, that has some characters that feature from Goku's family and Vegeta's family categories. There are 6 featured characters that can be Dokkan Awakened to LRs, and as we look at the banner here, you can see obviously the front runners from the 10th anniversary. You've got the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, you've got the Evolution Blue Vegeta, and then right behind them, you've got the Carnival LRs, the Kai Goku and the Z opening Kid Gohan. These guys aren't around very often, and a lot of people either A, don't have them, or B, don't have them rainbowed. I know me personally, I don't have all the copies of Kid Gohan that I do need. So this is a little bit tempting for some people to try to get those, because the Kai Goku is very good. Kid Gohan can be very good. And then behind them too, you've got the Majin Vegeta, who already has a Super Easy A, as well as the Physical Trunks, who just got his Super Easy A. So this is designed to make you want to summon on it, right? They didn't add these guys into the banners, the part 2 banners, for a reason, because they want you to spend your stones here and summon on them here. Now, they talked a little bit about it. That's going to be like a 30 stone thing. So it's not a full like 50 stone multi, which is good, right? It's a lot cheaper to try to do this, but I don't recommend it, dude. Not with the way that part 2 characters look. Do not do this. Like, I don't care. Like, I really don't care if you're missing some of these characters or not. These guys are not going to be worth your stones if you're going to be summoning on the part 2 banners. So let's see, message categories can be recruited from ongoing summons. You can perform up to 3 times a multi-summon that allows you to recruit 10 characters with just 30 stones. So they do have 3 multis that will be discounted for 30 stones. I would assume after that, it just goes to a 50 stone if it sticks around, unless it's a 3 times and you're done style thing, kind of like how the Daima banner was a one-time summon, right? I could see them kind of doing that. I could see them keeping this around to kind of tempt people to keep summoning to try to get some of those Easy A characters. I just don't think it's worth it. Not with how clean the animations for the part 2 characters look. I would definitely at least hold off on summoning on this until after the part 2 kits get announced and all of that. So we've only seen snippets of what these part 2 characters look like. We haven't been able to see what they do yet. So always keep that in mind as well, that we need to get a full range and looking at the full kit before we can make any of those judgment calls. This will probably be there for a while, I'm sure. So definitely take your time summoning on this. Do not, I'd say, do not summon on this right now. and then kind of weigh your options there on what you're missing and if you really care for the part 2 characters. But I think they're going to be absolutely crazy. Now I think we get to the goodness, right? So then we start getting here. They give us a little teaser kind of leading up to the end of Z, which was the same way they did for Daima, right? They released Daima, they did a build up all the way through Z. Now this kind of signifies that we are going past Z, right? To new horizons, past Dragon Ball Z, which, there you go, the first one, Dragon Ball GT. We did have Dragon Ball Daima, which does take place immediately following the Majin Buu saga. We've got Dragon Ball GT here, which they can't stay away from GT for very long, I'll tell you that. They can pull a lot of hype characters out of here, and I think that's why they keep going back to it. But then we got this entrance animation, I would assume, or probably the reversible exchange animation right here, where each of them show up and they kind of get ready to tag in, dude. I think, dude, and it looks so cool. And this right here, that, if you noticed it, is a reference to the 4th anniversary LRs. So the anniversary, the characters, the AGL Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and then the STR Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. This is references to their cards, right? Because this is the exact pose that they are in those specific cards. So cool little reference material there. I do like, dude, their cards look amazing. These look beautiful. I love that it starts off as a Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, because that means you get a little bit more showtime for our boy here, who definitely needs it. I love that they pump out Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta here. He typically, someone pointed this out, he typically always seems to be around anniversary, and I think for good reason. He's a good anniversary character, in my opinion. You know, as a Vegeta fanboy, I am a-okay with him being around the anniversary period. That does take him out of the running though for Saiyan Day, which is fine by me if they're going to put him an anniversary instead. Totally cool with it. All right, now we're moving into here. We're going into Super. They're going through everything up through the Tournament of Power, Topo, Jiren, and then we roll right into UI Goku, which I think is crazy. I am actually really glad that they decided to keep this as UI Sign Goku, as opposed to the UI Mastered Ultra Instinct. I think this is very cool. He's still got the tints of white in his hair. The Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Blue Vegeta is here. And then this shot here is so cool, like the back-to-back and seeing like the back shot of these characters. I think this is such a cool art, dude. This is fantastic, right? The roar of the Ultra Instinct, the Saiyan roar here of the Evolution Blue Vegeta. Dude, I think it's just amazing. You know, these were the characters that were leaked. You know, these were the ones that we had heard about a while back, saying that they were going to be part of the anniversary. I'm okay with it. You know, I don't like leaks, especially when they're right, because it does take a little bit of the like surprise out of it. But to be honest, like to me, when you show me these, like even though I already knew they were coming, you show me these, the card arts, the animations, I'm hyped all over again. Because, well, one, these are characters that I really would love to see, right? These kind of tag characters, absolutely. These guys were like high on my list. But you show me all this stuff, even though I know it's coming, and I'm still excited because of how good they look. Like just looking at the card arts, looking at these small bits of the EX super attack that we do get to see, these guys look incredible. And I'm very interested to see what the rest of their animations look like and what their kits look like, because I pray that they're very, very good. Now, it is very odd. I've seen a lot of back and forth where people are torn between the fact that they wish these guys were part 1 and kicked off the anniversary, to people being okay that they're part 2 and kind of finishing off the anniversary. I'm indifferent, really. I mean, I get the argument. Daima to me was hype. I did love the Daima characters. I thought it was very cool to finally get them in the game. I thought their animations were fine. I like their kits. I think they're very fun to run. So I honestly have no problem with them being part 1 and saving like these bigger, like crazier styled animation characters for part 2, because to me, that just continues the hype, right? I've seen a lot of people go, you should have started off with this because it builds all the hype in the beginning, and then you go into the part 2 and everything kind of like starts to trail down. And I was like, well, why do you want it to trail down? You want it to shoot back up. Like, yeah, you don't want it to start at a low, but you also don't want it to end on a low, right? So I can see both sides of the argument here. For me, Diamond was still hype. I still loved it as part 1. These guys, I think, are incredible for part 2. So I am not mad about the way that they did this. I am super excited for these characters to come in the game. And then we'll just move along a little bit here. Yeah, they do have these big full scale arts here. To just look at those. Those look incredible. I want those in my room. I want those in my room right now. Like, these are sick. All right, let's look at the EX super attacks. They did give us a little bit here. Actually, before we do, let's look at this. So this will be the official part 2 live broadcast. This is where we'll get the actual card arts. We'll get a little bit more details about events coming for the part 2. And we'll actually get like all the animations, all the kits, all that good stuff in this actual live stream, which is set to take place on the 13th at 18:30 PST. So for me, on EST, that's going to be 9:30 p.m. So 21:30, we'll have this live on the channel. You know, I'll be sitting there, I'll be watching it, and I'll post my reactions and all that good stuff. I'm excited, dude. I hope that these guys are busted. I hope that they run well with the part 1 characters, right? Because those guys lead Vegeta's family, they lead Goku's family, so they will still work together. I'm very interested to see what they decide to do here with their leader skills. Now, the Vegeta is going to be the Dokkan Fest. The UI Goku is going to be the Carnival. I'm okay with that. Like, either way they wanted to spin it, I'd be okay with it. I didn't have a preference one or the other, to be perfectly honest. So I think it's just going to be, incredible. I am so excited to see these animations, the full scale of the animations, because of the snippet that we get to see here just in a little bit is just so good. And it's like, I'm so ready. All right, let's go ahead and let's check these out. These are just the EX supers for the Vegeta and for the UI Goku. They don't go into like the Super Saiyan 4 Goku or the Evolution Blue Vegeta. Dude, that it looks so good. You can tell that this is of the quality, if not better, than Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Like, it's actually like, it looks so good. The Goku especially, man, something about this, like that, the Namek reference of him doing that, the forming of the Kamehameha in front of him, the glint into Master Ultra Instinct as he fires the Kamehameha. There is a big impact frame thing here too. Let's actually, before we continue, I know this is kind of ruining it here. Let's see if we can get this to show up. Oh, it's going to be like really hard to capture, isn't it? Yeah, it's going to be really hard to capture these moments here. There are some impact frames here that I'll pull up once we kind of get done watching these, that just are incredible. They're like a blink and you'll miss it. Like, they go so fast, like you would never see them like actually. So it's like this, like, look, this is just one of them. Vegeta, Frieza back here. There's another one that has like Piccolo, Gohan, 17 and 18. It's got, you know, Tien, it's got Piccolo, it's got Krillin. Like, there are a couple little impact frames like this that are absolutely incredible to see. So let's go ahead and let's watch the rest of this. When we go here, the Kamehameha has a little wave to it. Dude, it just looks so good. And then the final shot here is a reference to the manga. So incredible, incredible, incredible animations. I cannot wait for these guys, for their full kit, to see what they're doing, to see what their full animations are, because like, these are just mind-blowing to me, like how good these look. It's actually insane. Like, I can't get over it. I can't get over it. I've been geeking on them since last night, man. It's so awesome. But yeah, that's gonna do it for the breakdown, really, for the 11th anniversary fan meetup live broadcast. Not a whole lot that they gave us in terms of events, in terms of content stuff, just kind of giving us a like quick rundown. Hey, we're gonna have the EX skill orb come back. It's gonna be revamped, which is great. We're getting the Tamagamis, getting their awakenings. Great. We already knew that was coming too. We got these guys, their reveal, like phenomenal reveal. A little bit of animation. I got some goosebumps here, dude, just watching it and thinking about it. But we should get, again, the rest of the information that we do need from the actual live broadcast that they will be doing on the 13th, which we will be here for, we will be ready for. So I hope you guys are ready, man. Part 2 is going to kick off here in about a week. About a week. We'll be into part 2 and doing this stuff. So if this reveal is going to be the night of the 14th, I could see the earliest being the 14th, but that's only if they want to do it like really that quick. If not, I could see it being like the 15th that these guys are live, but we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. Oh man, I'm so ready. That's gonna do it for this video. So if you guys did stick around to the end, I do appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out with me. Let me know what you guys think of the content information that we did get from the 11th anniversary fan meetup live broadcast. Let me know what you guys think about some of the events that they did announce that are coming back. Let me know what you guys think of the picks here for part 2. Which one will you be summoning for? If not both, which one will you be summoning for first? And let me know your thoughts on these 2 characters as the actual picks for the part 2. And would you have preferred them in part 1, or do you think it's okay that they're in part 2? Let me know all your thoughts down below. Like, subscribe, do the thing, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya!